right, so training camp is here. Training camp, I believe all the veterans report at the time of recording this. I want to say tomorrow, the 28th, but right now the rookies and the quarterbacks have all checked in, and and they got. I guess they're getting just a little bit of an early start. And Matthew Stafford here had a press conference, and I would just like to listen to it, see how kind of give my thoughts on um, on what he's feeling. It was an interesting press conference, excuse me, and yeah. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna try something here. Let's.
Just trying to make myself as ready as I can be to play. That's kind of the goal every training camp. So in that fashion, it's the same. But definitely a bunch of new faces, new things, new hotel, new place to practice, all that. So just trying to get familiar with that get as quickly as I possibly can, and go from there.
Unfortunately, you guys lost Cam, but we've been able to reach out to him. And then, what are your thoughts on the running backs like Daryl Henderson and the rest of the back?
Yeah, really tough to see. That happened to a young guy that's a really promising, talented player. Unfortunately, that's kind of the name of the game in the NFL. You hate to see it happen in the off season when we're playing a game or something, but it's next man up. Those guys are going to battle it out, and I'm sure we'll do whatever we can to make the running game as good as we possibly can. Cam was a really productive player as a young guy last year, and then we were looking for a lot out of him this year. But next man up, we'll go from there. Wish him the best, obviously.
Does it feel like
Okay. All right. Doing a little bit of work there with the tech stuff, but what he's his it stinks what happened to Cam, and it's unfortunate, and it's unfortunate because while I don't, and I'll get to this a little later, while I don't think we're in trouble with the running back position, I actually like all the guys that we have on all our backups. I actually think we can win with them. I think they're going to be really good. I just feel like Sean maybe. I fear that maybe he might get a little too pass happy because of Cam going down, and I just don't think that's the best way to go about it. I feel the best way to help Matthew is to continue with a good running game. But I'll get to that in a little later. I feel bad for Cam. He seems like I said before, I liked him. He didn't seem like a diva or a selfish type of player from the interviews that I saw. He just seemed like a normal person. So I mean, I hate to see that happen to someone like that, but it just is what it is. So let's keep going. I'm gonna try not to butcher this too much. Got some audio issues here.
starting fresh, coming to a team with this much talent, these kinds of expectations?
Yeah, it's definitely it's a bunch of new experiences for me. Where we're playing, where I'm living, all that kind of stuff. My teammates, coaching staff, all that is new for me. So, it's definitely invigorating and a challenge for me, something that I'm looking forward to.
When you say invigorating, does it feel different? Is there a different adrenaline?
Yeah, I mean, it's, there's just so many new things. Anytime you walk into a situation where you're not, you don't know every person, you don't know every situation that's going to be thrown at you. It's something that will keep you on your toes and keep you excited. So I'm definitely in that spot right now. I'm just trying to make the most of it.
I know we touched on it talking through the off-season program, but what is it like now that you're reporting and going into a season with Super Bowl expectations?
It's exciting. I think every team in the league, at this point in their season, which is everybody's start, is heading for the same goal. That's all they want is a chance to go win a world championship. We're no different. And I'm just excited to be a part of it.
Coming out of the offseason, where did you feel like you were in terms of the offense and your comfort level with it?
I felt pretty good.
Jesus. All right. So it seems like, I understand that LA is a town where, there's high expectations in a place like LA, and there is a lot of expectations for this team because they've been kind of on the cusp for several years now, and the fact that we made all these trades, got rid of a lot of our draft picks, got a lot of big name, well known stars to put on the team, there is this expectation of Super Bowl or bust this season. And in some levels, I can understand and agree with that. But we have to remember that Matthew here, as I know he's a veteran, I know he's played a long time, but it is his first year with us. It's his first year with this system. A system known for being very complicated, very difficult to learn, or at least take some time to learn. And I feel that's important to consider in this first year. Telling telling them, hey, getting ready for a Super Bowl run in your first year, that's a lot of pressure. And I'm getting a vibe that he is feeling the pressure a little bit, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's good to feel a little bit of pressure, but what I would hope he would remember, I just hope and I know he knows, he's played in the NFL for a long time, so I'm sure he knows this and he has people telling him this. But just, take it day by day. Don't really think about the Super Bowl aspirations. In my opinion, because you're not going to win it today, you're not going to win it tomorrow, and you're not going to win it Sunday night, opening weekend against the Bears. So all I'm basically saying is just work on you, Matthew. Work on you and have fun. It's easy for someone like me sitting in my lazy boy, talking to the mic, to say, I'm not out there playing. I'm not out there, with the pressure, but I just feel like, if you are feeling that, I would just suggest just try to ignore all the noise. And I'm sure you already know this, but let's go ahead and get back to this, because I am butchering this a little bit.
I definitely have a lot to learn and still can continue to get better, within the offense. And I think, that's everybody in this league. The second you start thinking you got it all figured out, it's not that way. So I definitely, know it's going to be a process to really feel as comfortable as I want to feel in the offense. But having the spring that we did definitely helped me out. Had I not had that, coming straight in to a training camp would have been, a much bigger challenge. Not to say there isn't one in front of me right now.
I think everybody's really interested to see how you do with a really good running game and exciting sort of work of the Rams. Was that a gut punch to you with Cam? When you
Yeah, I mean, I think I have a lot of belief and a lot of trust in the guys that we have in that locker room and on the coaching staff to no matter who's back there, we're going to have a successful running game. Really, the biggest gut punch was for the kid. I think it's so difficult. I dealt with injuries my first couple of years. Really, throughout your career, you end up doing it here in the NFL. So, that one's obviously a tough one, and one that's going to take some time. So I really, feel for him more so than I do us as a team. I know we'll miss him out there. He's a great player, but just feel bad for him to not get the opportunity to go out there and play the game that I know he loves to play, and we'll do everything we can to make him pro.
It seemed like throughout the spring,
Yes, sir.
the way you guys
Yes, sir.
practiced, it seemed like you stacked pieces on top of each other, culminating in those really fast-paced 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s, even if you weren't throwing during the rep. what did that do for you in terms of adjusting philosophically, and what happens next? What are the next steps moving forward?
Yeah, we did a bunch of 7-on-7, which is great, just to kind of see concepts and how they're supposed to develop. And I got a chance to work with all the talented guys that we have when it comes to throwing and catching. And then we did some 11-on-11 stuff that really wasn't ball in the air as much as it was mental reps for both the defense and the offense. So that was great. And now it's football. There's no rules to it, as far as what we're gonna do. Um, structure wise, we're just going to go out there and have training camp and get to practice. And there'll be bumps along the road. There's no question about that. Both for me and for our team. So we just got to make sure that, our heads on straight, keep the goal in sight, and just try to get better every day.
Were you able to organize any throwing sessions with the receivers between the end of the offseason program and the start of camp? And if so, what was that experience like?
Yeah, it was great. Threw a bunch with some guys. It's a great thing about Southern California. People want to be here, and it's easy to get guys to come back. So it was cool. It was great, to get opportunity to get out there and throw with some of the guys. And those sessions doesn't, they don't mean that, we're going to go out there and light the world on fire when we throw it. But it does, give us a little bit of I don't know, just kind of a baseline on what they expect from me and what I expect from them. And it's been good.
How much
When you
communication?
look out there, look out how beautiful that is, and I mean, this is still real kind of get used to this.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. I feel like I say it a bunch, but just driving up here is different than driving to the Henry in Detroit, and where I know those guys are staying right now. So, there's a bunch of new experiences for me. I'm just enjoying them all, and trying to focus on the main thing, which is football at this moment. So,
Fresh start. That is a fresh start.
yeah, it's great. Not many people in my position, get the chance to move teams to a place that's had a bunch of recent success, and I'm just excited to be a part of it.
How much communication
Couple more
have you
guys.
had with Coach McVay in the offseason?
Yeah, quite a bit. He's great at keeping in touch with myself, and I'm sure all the other players as well and coaches. So it was great to have some free time where we're not structured so much as far as when we can talk and when we can't. Just being able to talk football and talk philosophy a little bit, which is always fun.
How do you feel about the NFL COVID protocols for this season and how the Rams are handling it?
To be honest with you, I need to, kind of dive into them a little bit more. I know that kind of came out recently, but, I think everybody's just trying to do the best they can. Our team and myself included at the moment.
Matthew, going back to Cam Akers, have the coaches asked you for any input about it, and what do you like about the running backs?
They haven't really talked to me much, I think, other than the fact that, kind of saying, dang, like we all are, we wish him the best of luck in his recovery. Feel great about the guys that we have in that room, and the guys that we have up front and the scheme that we have to help guys, succeed at that position. So it's the name of the game in this league is you got to be, got to have some depth and got to have guys step up, and we'll definitely have that.
One of the things that Sean had talked about pretty emphatically was his desire to truly collaborate with somebody, specifically you in the quarterback's room. How does that happen? Not just what is he asking of you, what questions is he asking you?
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point we're just trying to get to know each other as much as we possibly can, because I think, the more you know about the person, the more, respect you're going to have and the ability to collaborate. And I think there's, quite a bit to learn from him. He's a really smart, coach, and I think he appreciates some of the experiences that I've had and offenses that I've had in the NFL, and so it's been really nice being able to talk to him, really talk to him, offensive coordinator, other quarterbacks, quarterback coaches, whatever it is. Just trying to get this thing going in the right direction as fast and as best we possibly can.
This period between mini camp and training camp, did you do the same amount of working with other players or watching film that you did Detroit, or more? About the same?
Each year's a little bit different. Last year was crazy. But no, I feel good about where we are. The work that I got done between the end of OTAs and now, both, by myself and with guys on our team and coaches on our team. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Matthew.
Meeting you.
All right, so my thoughts. I thought it was a very good press conference, a good welcome to training camp press conference. And nothing too crazy. He's Matt. He's very level headed. He's very well spoken. I can tell what everyone says about him. How he is a high IQ type of quarterback. And person, you can tell the guy is pretty intelligent, which is something I like, which is something I'm very excited for, because it is a he there was a lot being asked of him. There was a lot being asked of him in his very first season with a new in this system, and I think I do believe it is very important that we remember that, because with first years in anything, there's going to be struggles. Okay, there's going to be Matt's going to throw. He has to get the timing down with his wide receivers. I'm not sure if he has got that all down yet. I know they're working real hard, but they just may not be there yet. He has to remember all the plays. The O line is a question mark. So we don't know how much pressure, like literal pressure from defensive linemen, he's going to be under. So it's and I hear a lot of Rams fans talking, Super Bowl or bust, and I just feel it's important to temper our expectations. I have high hopes for this team as well, but I have chosen to go about the season a certain way where I'm just going to enjoy the season in the moment, where I will just I'm going to enjoy training camp, for instance, and when Sunday night comes, I am going to focus and enjoy Sunday night, the Bears, and that's it. And that's something I recommend we all do, because I do feel like it's going to be a special season, and I want to be able to absorb as much of that magic as possible. And I feel like looking ahead may take away from that. So that's just how I'm going to do things. And for Matthew, from a professional standpoint, I recommend that he does the same thing, because you can only do so much. You can only do so much, man. I can tell that, in my opinion, it looks like his head might be spinning a little bit, which is normal, in a situation where there is a lot of expectations for him, and there is a lot for him to learn in a short amount of time, and it's a lot for a person. And I know he's a vet, and I know he can handle it. I know he can handle himself. I know he has very high IQ. I know he has a good support system. He has good coaches helping him out. But I feel, I really liked what he said, how he was throwing in the offseason with some of our wide receivers. That is little things like that. Like, I just did not, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I just did not see from previous quarterbacks, from Jared. If he did, I am not aware of it. But as far as I know, I don't remember him working out with some of our wide receivers in the offseason. I could be wrong. I just, off the top of my head, I can't really remember. But, and it seems like he's doing good. He's picking it up. We'll find out how he's looking in training camp when pads are on. I know they have I believe they have the practice with the Cowboys and the Raiders, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm interested to see how he does there. But to Sean, I think we can help Matthew the best the best way to help Matthew is to make things as easy for him as possible. Despite even if he has studied and knows the playbook like the back of his hand, which I believe he will. He seems like a smart guy. You still have to get that timing down with your wide receivers and tight ends and stuff, and that may take some time because you have to base off what Robert and Cooper and where they're going to be and when they're going to be there, and that will take time. And I just feel like the best way we can help him is to produce is to, and I will say this, for as long as I'm on this mic. We need to run the ball. We need to run the ball. We need to run the ball. I believe if we kind of balance is the key, but I believe in the beginning of the season we need to lean more into the power run because I believe that will take some of the pressure off Matthew. I know we had the huge injury with Akers, and that concerns me, not because of our running backs, but because Sean has been known to get a little too pass happy when the pressure is applied. And I just don't think that's going to be good for Matthew. I feel we need to slowly bring him on. And maybe if we can win the game rushing 30, 40 times a game by committee now, because Darrell, I don't think, as talented as Darrell is, he has some injury issues. So, mix in Xavier Jones, mix in Jake Funk, mix in Otis Anderson, and see how they do. If they can't perform well, if they're not up to par, then we can go to free agency. But from where I'm sitting, our answers are in the room already. We have good running backs. Use them. And I just believe that will help him out a lot. I am very much looking forward to training camp. I'm very much looking forward to how everyone goes, and I'll be keeping my eye specifically on a number of key positions, one of which being, of course, the quarterback and how Matthew kind of comes along.